Okay, I got the new V2 board. I'm installing it in a IMEX Taigen Panzer III Metal Edition. Those are not the stock gearboxes. You can see I'm running it on a Fly Sky i6. There's the 6 channel. I've used the potentiometer. I made the volume switch, or hello volume switch. I made the on-off switch for the smoke unit and wired that in. So that I can turn the smoker on and off if I want to. Everything sits pretty much where it would in a stock tank. The blue part there, that's a LiPo battery, 2-cell LiPo battery. You guys already know I run all my stuff on XT60 connectors. But just by setting down the sound board and the receiver, here I've got enough space for the airsoft unit above it. That wouldn't be in the Stug. That's a different animal altogether. But in the Panzer III, that's okay. Now, right now, nothing is permanently attached. It's just laid out for testing to try the board and all that stuff. And everything seems to fit pretty good. You might notice that right here I have extra connections for my motors. And the reason for that is that I have several Komodo and ATARC boards. Once I get everything, going stock to my satisfaction, I'm going to mess around and see if I can't get rid of that nasty track recoil. So that'll make that a lot easier for experimenting. I've got another set of these cables that I can attach a Komodo or an ATARC to, and then just plug it in instead of having to cut the wires and screw them in and out and all that crap all the time. So anyway, the installation was fairly easy. Now, I don't know if it's my radio or what, but I had to swap around some channels, but it's nothing that a little common sense and a servo didn't take care of for me. Like for me, you can go in the radio, and I have the 2-position switch assigned to channel 5 and the potentiometer to channel 6, but I had to swap those because it didn't turn on the tank. The instruction sheet says that they want channel 5 to be engine on and off and channel 6 to be trim on a pot. Well, that's what I've got. Like I said, if you go in the radio, channel 6 is assigned to this pot and channel 5 to the switch. But that was backwards. But I don't know, that might be something in my radio. But here's the tip. If you go to put one of these in and you've got it in 5 and 6 the way it says, and you flip your 2-position switch and nothing happens, go to the potentiometer that you set for trim and try flipping that all the way from one end and then all the way to the other, and see if that starts your tank. If it does, then you have the same problem that I did, and you just got to swap channel 5 and 6, and then you'll have your start on the switch and your trim on the potentiometer. So once I'm set, once I get my trim set, I'm going to pull that channel and plug that into a Viper or a RBC unit to give me volume control on that pot. Right now I've got volume control in the tank. Okay. I did hook up the switch to turn the smoke on and off. I'm going to leave it on so we can see if we can detect any of the proportionality. It's smoking. This ain't the greatest smoke unit in the world, but it ain't the worst either. I don't know how well the smoke will show up on the video. Controls are standard. Okay, I could see as the tracks turned faster, the piston on the smoke unit also went faster. So the proportional thing is working. The tracks naturally will spin a lot faster with no load. Once it's on the ground with the weight on them, they won't, be able to spin that fast. There is a noticeable difference in the speed of the piston in the smoker. So now I'll hook up the upper hull top and test all the functions there, the rotation and elevation and airsoft and all that stuff. Unfortunately, I believe that when you run the V2 on your own radio, you lose your machine gun. I'm pretty sure there's no provision for machine gun sound with this, which is kind of a shame because this tank has a nice little machine gun in it, and I'll have to talk to Eric about that and see if there's anything we can figure out for that. Okay, we'll see you next time.